Oh my gosh. It's only Wednesday. You remember what I had on? I had this shirt that was like, yes.
She's
No,
pitching.
don't put me on camera.
She's pitching. She's
Oh, I
pitching.
eat like a
Welcome back to another episode of Baby Talk. I am your hostess, Baby Boy, and this is a podcast where I invite my super sickening besties to sit down, kiki with me, and showcase their very unique talents. And today, we have a literal icon in the building. She is an activist, she is a killer on the mic, and she's a trailblazer in the Central Texas Kiki Ballroom scene. Please show some love for my iconic overall mother, Natalie, Girl6, Lepore! Lepore! Hi, mother!
Hello, what's tea?
What's tea? How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I was in San Antonio last night DJing on the St. Mary's Strip.
Ooh.
Right across the street from the galleries.
Oh, how was that?
It was good. You know how the San Antonio girls get? They're like, shot.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, they can drink.
Right. So I was doing some shots. But I woke up this morning. I got myself together. I got here on time today. That doesn't happen often, but we're making improvements.
Yes. We love it on time. Girl.
Okay. How have you been?
I've been great. January has been busy already.
Yeah.
February's here now. I feel like it's more at ease, but January was a really busy month, starting the new year. I had a ball last year. I mean, not last year. I had a ball last month in San Antonio with two members from the House of Bondage. Definitely a great time. On top of working, just staying busy. I have a music video coming out soon.
Yes.
So we've been filming for that, but yeah, been hella busy.
Yeah. And I'm excited you're here because I feel like you and I have not had a time to really sit down and catch up in a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like the only times that I really get to see you is Vogue nights, but of course it's Vogue nights I'm stuck behind the booth and it's always loud as shit and
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we're here talking.
Same. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's do it. Well, first of all, yes, speaking of Vogue nights, tomorrow is the 3-year anniversary of Austin Vogue Nights. That's going to be so exciting.
Yes, I'm so excited. We put in so much work these past 3 years trying to bring the ballroom community here to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we even made it to 3 years is amazing. It's definitely great. The consistency, our community supporting us, still coming out. Even on the night that we may consider slow, it's still a big night to them.
For sure.
So I'm so excited.
Yes.
Definitely looking forward to another year.
Yes. And you've become an icon recently.
I did become an icon recently in November. It's been a long time coming, but it's exciting. It's definitely great to have that title in front of my name. I worked so hard for that, and I feel like I earned that.
Yeah. Okay, period. Well, we're going to get into everything from the top, from the very beginning to now.
Okay.
Because I feel like since you and I have met, which was in 2018, almost 7 years ago. I know, wow. That's crazy.
Time goes by
so fast. And I feel like you and I have lived so many lives together. It's crazy to see the different,
it's crazy.
Every year feels like a different life, almost.
I love that, though.
Yes, I do too. We're really growing and doing it together, and it's really exciting. And I feel like even before we met, you've lived so many lives. You always will you'll slip something into conversation and I'll be like, wait, what did you just say? I did not know that about you. So I want to take it from the very beginning. Because also, I feel like you're kind of a mystery. No?
I love that, though.
Yeah.
I love that. You never know what's going on with me. You don't know who I'm dating. You don't know where I'm at. I love that, though, because I feel, and I get that from my family.
Yeah.
My upbringing. We were very private, so it's only my close friends will know what's going on with me or things like that. I feel like when too many people know your business, they feel like they're attached to you.
That is
and
true.
I'm so big on connection and energy, and I don't want people to feel like they have that access to me. They know Natalie. I mean, they know Miss Girl6. They don't know Natalie.
Yeah.
So, and that's very sacred. That's someone that and don't want to speak in third person, but I keep my personal life very private because I have to keep it away from everyone else. You know, I don't want people to feel like, once again, that they have that access to me. I'm not everyone's friend, you know, so.
That's a smart way to keep things. Protecting your energy is like very important, especially in what we do, like working in the clubs and stuff.
And sometimes I get confused for being a mean girl from protecting my energy, and I'm like, I'm not a mean girl. I'm definitely not that at all. I just don't trust a lot of people. You know, from, like you said, I lived many lives. So before transitioning, I had a whole life. You know, so me building that trust is so important. So I don't let everyone have access to me. And if they want to say I'm a mean girl because of that, oh well, I sleep peacefully at night.
You know? Yes, mother. That was a word, you guys. That's something that y'all need to like take with you. But before we get into everything, I want to take a shot. Yeah?
I thought we were playing a game.
We are going to play a game. But before we play the game, before we play the game, let's take a shot together.
Okay, but what do we? Let's wait for the game to take a shot.
Okay.
Oh, you're trying to get me loose? She already gave me a White Claw.
I'm trying to get her tipsy.
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's just jump into the game.
Okay, let's go to the game.
Okay, so we're gonna play shade or shot. The rules are very simple.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you 3 shady questions, and you can either answer or you can take a shot.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of fine men in Ballroom. We know this to be true. But but who is your Ballroom crush?
I don't have a Ballroom crush.
You don't have, no, you have to have one. I said answer truthfully.
I'm gonna take a shot.
Oh, girl.
I'm not. And this is not a shot.
Oh, that's a drink. Here, let me
drink.
That was
I'm
crazy.
sipping on this. This is a drink. I'm gonna sip, y'all. She's trying to get me. I'm gonna take a sip. I'm gonna take a sip. All right.
Okay, period. Next question.
Woo.
Next question is, rank these following ballroom houses from
why are you doing this? No, come on. You're trying to get, like, don't do this to me. Can we get
Mother.
Stop. I don't want to do
Don't
that.
be scared.
I'm not scared, but I just feel like it's not fair to the kids in those houses.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll be ranking them based off the parents.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I mean, I don't want to
Okay, rank the parents.
Girl, you're trying to get. You know the girls are.
Okay, take a shot. Sip it.
Yeah, because you're trying to set me up.
Well, damn, there's no game today, you guys.
No, there is a game, but like, come on, you're trying to get the girls to knock me, girl. Like,
no,
come on,
okay.
get us some questions.
The last one that I had. Well, let me fucking see.
You're
If I
gonna
can
get
think
me
of
loose,
something on
though.
that.
Whatever. It don't even mean questions anymore. I'm gonna be buzzed by whatever this shit you gave me. It's
Period.
strong.
Okay, period. We've worked in a multitude of different places together, doing ballroom events or just performing, you doing your music and stuff. But what do you think is the most unprofessional, either venue or organization or show producer that you've worked with, and why?
So, I'm not going to say the organization's name because I don't want to get sued and I don't want, all that stuff. But a couple years ago, we did an event at a club. It was the first time.
Yeah.
It was so packed that we had people messaging us, cursing us out because they couldn't get in.
Oh, yeah.
The line was all the way around the corner. It had to be to capacity, because there were people watching the event from the roof.
Yeah.
And the organization charged $20 for them to get in, and we didn't get a dime from that.
Oh, yeah.
And not even a drink ticket. Like, we didn't get any, nothing, and we in that venue had to have about 1,000 people in there because of our event. Yeah. Which wasn't cool at all. Yeah. It was like, you guys got rich off of us, and I feel like that was fucked up, excuse my language, but that was not cool at all. And that same organization, people boycotted them the following year, and we wound up doing the event again, but not with them. So
I'll say it, South by Southwest.
Girl, stop! Don't do that. No, I didn't say it. She said it.
I said it.
Betty shot a clock.
Fuck, honestly, okay, well, maybe not fuck South by Southwest, but it is very, it's very wrong, I think, the way that they are exploiting working artists in the city. And, you know, I think like as what is supposed to be the live music capital of the world, like we should do better and like really, you know, work for our artists.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Especially like when with what we're doing, which is like not represented ever. It's like, come on, it feels really nasty.
Definitely.
But I'm glad you answered that.
I didn't say any names, you know. I kept it cute. You said it.
I know. I said it because you were thinking it.
Betty shot o'clock.
Yeah. I'll take this shot.
You'll take the shot? Okay, yeah, because it's your turn, girl.
Ooh, I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to do the whole thing.
Oh, my gosh. It's only Wednesday.
I know. I was taking shots last night. Girl. The San Antonio girls,
San Antonio girls know how to party. Mm-hmm. The San Antonio girls know how to party. It's not like a lot of people be like, you know, there's nothing to do there. No, there's a lot. You just don't know where to go. You got to know. San Antonio is one of those cities where you have to know the people because we used to go to all the parties, you know, end up in someone's condo at the end of the night, you know.
Yes. Okay, so let's start from the beginning because you live in Austin now and we live in San Antonio together. And originally you are from Philly, right?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay, period. How was childhood like for you? That's a huge question.
Yeah,
Let me break it down.
I'm like, where do I start?
It was the shot.
It was. I'm like, all right.
Yes.
This one's Samantha 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Yeah.
What was childhood like for me?
What kind of a kid were you? Were you like a shy kid, or were you always like?
I wasn't. My mother said that I was always very respectful.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely was very respectful. I did bad things, you know, kids do bad shit, but always was very respectful. But I come from a music family. Like my grandmother introduced me to music at a very young age. I feel like music has healed my family a lot. We've experienced a lot of trauma and we heal by music. I have a music note on my arm. Oh, yeah. You probably can't see it in camera, but whatever. I have a music note on my arm. So I grew up with music. I first started off living in poverty, lived with my grandmother till I was about 10. We were very poor, but we didn't know, you know. And then I moved to the suburbs, and that's where I learned etiquette and how to speak to people and how to... we call it the white woman, but but more. I met a lot of friends, more friends there. You know, so I was on my own from 16.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a very touching question because I've been, you know, as a child, I've been through a lot. I experienced a lot of trauma as a child, but I came out at 15. The same year I came out, my mother was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS. So that was a lot for me, you know. I watched my mother deteriorate. So I had a rough childhood, but once I got away and was able to do my own thing, life got a little bit better. Yeah. You know, life definitely did get a little bit better. My adulthood was way better than my childhood. One of my friends said to me recently, your ancestors are very adamant about you succeeding. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so true because like a lot of my aunts that passed away, they were very protective of me. My aunts were always protective of me. I lived with one of my aunts for a couple years. Mm-hmm. So, but my aunts that passed away, they were more like grandmothers and always were protective of me. And I know that they're watching over me. And every time something happens, I'm like, something out there was like, we got to make this happen for that girl. So to answer your question, my childhood was rough, but I made it. You know what they say about a piece of coal, it turns into a diamond. So
every time.
So.
And I appreciate you being vulnerable. And I think it's important, you know, to have moments. Because I feel like a lot of queer history or like, you know, like, especially when it comes to club culture, goes undocumented, and we sort of like spread stories through word of mouth. Yeah. So I think it's really important, and I'm so happy that you're here and like opening up and like letting the kids know about you and like letting people into like that side of you that, you know, is kept quiet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
mother, I want you to like open up.
I am.
No,
I
you're
am
open.
I'm
I know,
opening
I know.
up. You know, I'm just really. I am opening up. I'm just very private. It depends on
It's
who,
private,
and it
yeah.
also depends on who I'm with. Like I know you, so
Yeah.
I feel comfortable. I've done so many interviews, you know that, and I don't
Yeah.
really tell them everything because I don't
Everything.
know them, and
Exactly.
I don't want to be that more vulnerable. But like you know, I'm comfortable right now, so I can spill a little tea.
Yes,
You
mother.
know, so
Thank you for
you
telling
know.
me these things, though. So you said that you came out at 15.
I came out at 15. Oh my gosh. So
Did you come out as trans, or were you came
no,
out as
so
Uh-huh.
I ran away.
Yeah.
I ran away and went to go see my grandma for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then I left and I met my best friend, and we've been friends for 20 years. Met my best friend, and he lived in the city,
Yeah.
so it was easier for them to come out in the city because there were more gay kids, there were programs and things like that, and they put me in drags. You know,
Oh, period.
they put me in. They were like, "You will be cute. You will be a cute girl,"
Mm-hmm.
and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Okay," but I always knew. Like, in 8th grade, I'm still friends with them now. Someone I went to school with, they transitioned and from female to male, and their parents were very hands-on.
Yeah.
So we had to have a whole assembly at school. They sent papers home and
Wow.
everything, and so I took the paper home to my parents, and she read it, and I heard, and my room was up top of the kitchen, and I heard her call my aunt, and she read it, and she was like, she told me to come downstairs, and first she asked me, was I gay?
Yeah.
And I said no. And then she asked me about the trans thing because she read it. Like, you know, my therapist told her that I was trans. We didn't know anything about that, and she asked me, and I said no because I was so scared.
Scared, yeah.
Like, you know, growing up in a Christian household, I'm just keep it real, very homophobic.
Yeah.
You know, so I was scared to even admit to that, you know, but I still think that person till this day. I'm like, I message them on Facebook and stuff. Even when I transitioned, I messaged them and I was like, you know, I knew, you know, we see Jerry Springer and stuff,
Yeah.
but I was like, you taught me something about myself that I didn't know, like an actually term to put to it, being trans. And they were like, well, why didn't you come out in school? And I'm like, I'm black, you were white. It was not going to be the same outcome, you know. And I was living in the city, going to school in the suburbs at this time, which you weren't supposed to be doing. So I was catching a bus with a lot of kids from urban neighborhoods that were not been friendly. If I was,
If
you know, yeah, like I
yeah.
would have got bullied a lot.
And he was out. He was out gay.
Who?
Boy, your friends.
My friends, they were out. Him
Okay.
and his sister, they were out. They made me feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like they were him. He has 2 sisters that are queer, and they were out. They became my family. They're still my family. I'm their kids' godparents and everything.
That's
like
beautiful.
his mom messaged, hey, like I'm her daughter. Like that's my chosen family. Like, you know. So transition. I mean, went in drags at 15. I transitioned at 19.
Okay.
I left college at 19, and I was working at this supermarket in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the mountains. It was called, it's kind of like HEB. It's called Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
And I used to tell all the people that I worked with, I was like, I'm gonna be a girl. I'm transitioning. I'm gonna be a girl. I'm gonna turn. And they were like, no, don't do it. You know, I was like, no, I'm gonna be a girl.
Yeah.
So I went home, and it was this lady that used to sell hormones on the street, and I got one from her, and I didn't take it. I was scared, so I wound up throwing it in the trash. And then I wound up a couple months later buying it from her again, and then I just started taking them, and then I actually went to the clinic out there and started getting prescribed hormones. So I've been trans for about 16 years.
Yeah.
Yes, a very, very long time. Almost next year will be half of my life of me being trans.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm happy.
Congratulations on that.
I've had I have gender reassignment surgery.
Yeah.
Multiple surgeries, and I'm happy. You know, I'm happy with who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start walking ballroom? Did you do that shortly after?
No, I started balls before I transitioned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was introduced to ballroom at 16. I walked my first ball, I'm gonna say 17.
From your same friend that put you in
No,
drugs, or
so
different?
my friend bought me the ballroom. He was walking balls, but I didn't start walking until I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
But he was teaching me how to Vogue and stuff. So my first category was Vogue.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was voguing, and then when I went to college, I was voguing out there. And so, like, I'm gonna say from 14 from 16 to 19, I was walking as a butch queen, voguing, you know. And then I started my first time. Well, a lot of girls, they start, a lot of the femme queens, they start walking realness as a drag queen. And my first time walking realness, I was already transitioned. I wasn't a junior femme queen. I already was a femme queen. And I started walking realness with the big girls.
Right.
Yeah, so that was my first category as a girl.
That was when you got a shout out from Kevin?
No, I was I kept my first LSS from Kevin. I was I was like on hormones. I was just, you know, and I was voguing. Like we were at this club called the BC and stuff like that. And that was my girlfriend and stuff. So that was one of those things. But my first category as a girl was femme queen runners. And then I started voguing as a girl. I started voguing as a girl shortly after that. I started voguing as femme queen in 2012. And there's clips of me on YouTube, whatever. And then I moved to Texas. No, I started voguing as a femme queen in 2011. And then I moved to Texas 2012. And I started voguing here.
While you were in Philly, were you in a house?
I was.
What house?
I was in the house of Cavalli. And then we merged with Blahnik, and I wound up being a Blahnik for several years. And then I came to Texas, and went to the house of Khan. And then the Khan members actually merged with Blahnik. So it was once Khan closed, the Texas member merged with Blahnik and whatever. And I was with Blahnik for a little bit, and then I took a step back. And then San Antonio, 2015, with the House of Kenzo.
What brought you from Philly to Texas?
My best friend moved here with his family. And they were trying to get me to move to Texas for years. And I was like, no, like, you know. And when I was 21, I came to visit in San Antonio, and it was so calm, and it was beautiful. And I was like, okay, I want to move here. And never went back.
So you moved to San Antonio in 2012.
I moved to San Antonio in 2012.
Okay. When you moved to San Antonio, was that when you started working with testing?
No, I didn't start doing that until 2017, 2018. Yeah,
So in between that time, what were you doing in San Antonio?
I was a sex worker for a very long time. I had a cute sugar daddy.
Okay.
You know?
I remember the first time I met you. Your sugar daddy came in the club looking for you.
We're not going to talk about that. No, that was the first time we went out together. It was Pride.
Yes.
It was Pride. That was crazy.
First time. I was just getting to know you.
And he got kicked out the club.
Yes.
Too. Oh my God. Do you remember what I had on? I had this shirt that was like, yes.
That was tea. I was like, she's lit.
It was so hot. So I knew, I was like, bitch, I'm not wearing no fucking clothes out here. But I wear clothes now.
Okay. Now she's wearing a blazer.
I mean, I gotta.
So
I think we did a shot on that one because only you and I know. That was so crazy. Oh my God, when the man came up to us, it was like, do you know him? I was like, that man was something else.
For you. Okay.
I told y'all she was gonna ask some shady shit.
Cheers, mother.
Baddie shot o'clock.
Baddie shot o'clock. Woo! So you met House of Kenzo when?
So I met Jamil Kenzo first. He
which is LaDef.
I met LaDef first. And then I met Karma. And so me and Karma, we were friends and whatever. And he was like, I have this group of friends. They want to be in Ballroom. They want to learn how to vogue, all that. I was like, okay, cool. So I had met them, and I was in a fashion show with them at the Aztec Theater. And then after that, we all wound up hanging out. And so I was like, well, if y'all are serious about Ballroom, come to my house. And so they came to my house, and I did a whole boot camp with them. And the name that they were a collective at first. And I was like, if we're going to be a Ballroom, we got to figure out a different name. So I had a Vogue magazine. I said, whatever page we stop on, that's going to be our house name. And we stopped on Kenzo. And that's how the name House of Kenzo came.
That was what year?
2015. And we were the first Kiki house in Texas. And threw the first Kiki ball in Texas.
And you were the mother?
I was the mother, and Karma was the father.
Okay.
Yeah, and Karma and Akasha wound up going on Legendary. Shout out to House of Kenzo. They've traveled all over the world and everything. So,
How was your experience in Kenzo?
It was cool. You know, it was my first time being a mother. I was
Yeah.
24. Then I turned 25, but I was 24. And so just imagine being a mother at 24. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, that is
that
really
was
young. Yeah.
crazy. It was crazy. We went to New York. We were the first house from Texas to go to New York.
Mhm.
So that was amazing. The experiences was good. I know a lot of people in Austin from them.
Yeah.
You know, so.
When you were in Kenzo, were y'all walking as a house, like a different ballroom?
So we walked in New York, and
Okay.
then it wasn't really that many balls though. But
Yeah.
myself, myself, Akasha, and Lorenzo, we were driving down to Dallas, I mean, not Dallas, driving down to Houston to their Vogue nights, and we were going there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That was from 2012, or not
No,
2012, from
like from 2015 to like 2018 ish.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I love Kenzo. I'm gonna say 20. I'm gonna say about 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Plastic.
And then Plastic. That
Yeah.
was in 2018.
2018. Plastic was
Okay,
2018.
period.
Yeah.
Ooh. So me and Natalie met in 2018. Damn. Okay. So there's chapters. Like
Yeah.
chapters to the story. I mean, we met in 2018 with a group of artists called the Plastic Collective.
Yes.
Shout out to Shayla. Shout out to Gilly.
Yes.
Oh.
Xavier Mel.
And Xavier.
Oh,
Yeah.
my girls.
Yes.
That was such an era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we started at a bar on St. Mary's Strip in San Antonio called the Gallery nightclub.
Yes, which was actually hard body strip club
Yeah.
before, and queer people weren't even allowed in there.
Inside, yeah.
Yeah.
We were doing a weekly party starting summer of 2018. We did a lot of shows back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it was a perfect workshop space for all of us to show up and like put our work out and perform for our friends. Sometimes we're tough. Like, I mean, there would be maybe 10 people in the crowd at some
I know.
times.
Oh my gosh.
It was tough.
We used to fight. Oh
We
my
used to
god.
fight,
It's
but we were-
it would be times that we would all not even be speaking and still would get dressed in the dressing room getting
Still
dressed.
right next to each other.
It would be even when we would like invite a guest, as one of the members are like, you know, that's my spot to get dressed. Why are they over there?
Girl. The pettiness, the
divas.
shadiness.
We were divas.
We were so diva for no reason at all. It's crazy.
gosh,
But I love it. It built character for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It was a really cool experience for me because I remember sometimes I would drive from Austin. At this point, I was already living in Austin.
Yeah,
I
because
was,
you were in school.
yeah, I was driving from Austin to San Antonio, like writing songs on the way. I would just like find a beat on YouTube and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like come up with something on the spot, and when I get there, I'm just gonna perform it. And that's like how I got into my like music bag. And oh, she's
No,
pitching.
don't put me on camera.
She's pitching. She's
Oh, I
pitching.
eat like a
The gallery was a moment. That was a moment in time. That was a moment in history. Stamped us, made us what we are today. Really set the grounds for
Yeah.
what we're doing today.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we were a part of the Plastic Collective for 2 years. Things didn't work out with some of the members. Shout out to all the girls still. Like, it's no shade, you know. We're all just doing our thing.
Betty, Betty, shout out.
Batty, Catch it. But 2020, we started House of Lepore. And since 2020, House of Lepore has come so fucking far. Like, it is truly a gag. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
like, I'm so proud of you, and I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of us. I'm proud of everyone in the house, and like everyone's just killing it.
Yeah.
And there's been so many members who have come and like gone, and we've made friendships along the way.
Yeah.
But it's like part of it. How do you feel? How do you feel in retrospect? Like,
That's Ballroom. I feel
Yeah.
like I've molded my kids, the ones that aren't in the house anymore,
Yeah.
to be able to be parents in other houses because they know that structure
Yeah.
of how it's supposed to be and things like that. Also, just watching them, I'm like, damn, like I brought you here to this scene, and just watching the growth, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all for people growing, and like I said, if something doesn't work over here, it might work for you over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still run my car.
Okay.
You know, the keys to this engine is still going to start, baby.
Still going.
Because one thing about Natalie, Miss Girl6, the show does not stop.
Period.
Yeah.
So you became an icon recently. How is that? How has your ballroom journey been? Like, what
Well, I feel like people already acknowledge me as
Acknowledge
that.
it,
It
yeah,
just,
for
it
sure.
just now I have the title, but people will always call me
Already
that anyway.
knew
They're like, oh, icon. So there were some people that were shocked that I wasn't an icon already.
already.
You know, because I have done the things that the qualifications. Like I started the scene.
Hmm.
You know, like I was one of the original mothers of the scene, the first houses here. It's not even that. I've walked balls and won. I've walked multiple categories and won. I'm known in different states. I've walked out of state by myself with no representation on panels and still won. You
Yeah.
know, my name makes noise. You know, so it feels good to have the title finally to it in the plaque. You know, it's like,
Yes.
okay, it's official. And sometimes, you know, I feel like I'm one of the nice mothers in the scene, and a lot of people sometimes they don't agree with some things that I say. But also, I'm just like, this is for the. Originally, it was for the youth, and
Mhm.
now there's people that are older that are in the community as well. But it still was for the youth. It was supposed to be a space for them that wasn't as harsh as mainstream.
Yeah.
But baby, the way shit is turning now, it's like a mini
It's getting,
mainstream. It's
yeah,
like it's
it's
not
getting
even the
very
Kiki anymore.
serious.
Like they get really mad, you
Yeah.
know.
So speaking of like the expectations and the bar, like, you know, like raising, what are some things that you would love to like usher into like the scene, and like how would you like to change the scene if any? Is there any like way that you could be like, okay, well, let's improve upon this and let's start, you
I
know,
don't
doing,
know the way
yeah.
politics are and everyone's egos and things like that. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
can say one thing and then a group of people be like, "Oh yeah, I agree," but then you'll have the other half. They be like, What is she talking about? No, it's not gonna be like that." So I just more unity. I can say,
More unity.
yeah, definitely more
More unity,
unity.
less ego. I feel
Yeah,
like that's
that's more.
very
Yeah,
true
definitely more
among,
unity, less ego.
yeah.
Yeah.
And why don't you walk mainstream? You
I
walk
have.
mainstream, yeah.
Oh, I'm about to debut. I'm debuting in a
In a new
mainstream house this
animation.
year. Yeah, so
Ah!
she's back. You know, I'm taking a step back from Kiki. I feel like I got everything I can get out of it. And now
Yeah.
I'm just molding my kids, helping them get their things.
Yeah.
But I actually walked the mainstream ball in October in Mississippi, and I won.
Oh,
Yeah, I walked Sex
period.
Siren. Yeah, so I
Oh.
got nominated for of the year last
Yeah.
year in
For sex siren.
mainstream. Yeah, that's my first time getting nominated in mainstream.
Are you thinking that you're just gonna like put your focus on sex siren?
Hmm.
Okay.
I want to walk runway too. I think I want to get into it. Everyone
Ooh.
keeps telling. Anytime I walk, they're like, "Why are you
Are you
not
not
walking?"
walking?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get into runway this year.
Does that mean like, so when you debut in your mainstream house, are you going to like slow down on walking Kiki, or just like stop
I'm not
walking
walking
Kiki
Kiki
at
anymore.
all? Okay.
And I told myself I was gonna walk probably 2 Kiki balls this year. One in Texas, one out of town,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're gonna let the kids do
yeah.
the rest.
Mold the girls to do their shit.
Curious. Do you want to shout out any of your kids?
All of them.
All
Just
of
shout out
them?
to the House of
House of
Lepore.
Lepore in general.
Yeah, just shout out to y'all. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. Just you guys are my family, my rock. I'm here. I'm just so here for what we have for 2025. About to
Okay.
shake some shit up. You
Period.
know, shout out to the parents that's in the house. You guys are amazing. Thank you for letting me take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and shout out to my kids that aren't in my house. I love all the girls. All the
Okay.
girls are cunt.
She said, "Shout out to my kids," even though you don't know,
Yeah,
even though
the
you
ones
don't
that are-
acknowledge
no,
it.
I have kids that aren't in my house
Yeah.
too. So that's what I'm saying. Like shout out to all the girls.
Mhm.
You know,
She said, "All these bitches is my sons."
and I might go
And
and
I'm
get some
getting
bibs.
bibs for 'em.
Yeah.
I'm screaming. Is there any like, who are your ballroom inspirations?
One of my biggest ballroom inspirations, she passed away, my
Yeah.
aunt Stacy Blahnik. Oh, she made me want to walk Sex Siren. I always mention her in all my interviews because when I first saw her, when I walked in a ball, they were calling LSS. She walked Sex Siren in Realness and Perfect Tens, right?
Yeah.
And so they were doing LSS, and I don't know, she couldn't hear them calling her from the back of the club.
Mhm.
But so they're calling her, they're like, "Where you at? Where you at?" And she came out and she had, mind you, you can't even smoke in the clubs.
Yeah.
Right? And she came out, she had her natural hair in a bun,
Yeah.
and she had this white like spaghetti dress on,
Yeah.
and she had a cigarette in her hand, and she just stood there still, and she was smoking a cigarette, and her body just started shaking.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I was like, her skin was so smooth and beautiful, and I was like, who is that? You know, and the whole club, anytime she would come out, the club would go up for her.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful, this tall, beautiful Film Queen.
Yeah.
She was one of my biggest inspirations. Definitely Stacey Bonnet, God rest her soul.
Shout out Stacey.
Yeah, that she's my biggest ballroom inspiration. I wanted to look like her. This like like where I'm from, Philadelphia, we have this area called 13th Street. It's our neighborhood, and her sister China, my aunt China, love Aunt China. They're like this, right? That's our best friend. They would come walking down that street, and people will move out the way.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, they were those girls. Like they were the it girls.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you see get the fuck out their way.
Okay.
They were so even like
I
learned so much from them. Like just even though just seeing them like their attitude, just like and these people always tell me like, I can feel you when you're in a room.
Yeah.
They're like, bitch, you just walk in like, yeah, bitch, I'm here.
Yes.
You know, like, so I learned that Film Queen aura from them, from watching them.
You do have such a strong presence.
Yeah,
like,
I'm here.
Yeah.
It's called Film Queen
It's
aura. Film Queen. Betty shot a clock.
Betty shot a clock. When did you start commentating?
So, when I was a teenager, I used to live with a couple of my friends that are in Ballroom. One is she's a legend now; she transitioned too, and I would just chant for them. This started. I did when I went to college. I was at this program called Job Corps, and I met some of the queens that were Vogue, and I started chanting for them. So I'm gonna say I've been chanting since I was like 16. The first ball I commentated was the Kenzo ball. Yeah, and then it just.
You are an excellent, not even just commentator, but MC in general. Like you are a true master of ceremonies.
Thank you.
You keep the show going. You keep a high energy. You keep everything on track and pushing, moving forward, and like that's so dope. Like
thank you.
The confidence that you have on a mic is crazy.
Thank you. I just know how to fill a room. Like I feel like you just gotta look around, and if the room is dead, wake it up.
Wake it up.
You know, and I feel it's important to connect with the DJs too. Just like, okay, they're playing something, let me vibe with that. You know, and also I'm a rapper, so you know, like I'm gonna make love to the microphone. You're gonna hear me. You know, so yeah.
What was that song? Oh,
Pretty
it was
Bitches?
my favorite. Yes, Pretty Bitches.
Pretty Bitches. That was the first song I ever recorded in the studio.
Yeah.
In San Antonio, Pretty Bitches. And I think one day we were all just in the house. Because, you know, when we like Plastic, we used to all hang out a lot. Yeah. And I was just playing it. And y'all were like, why are you not? Y'all were like, wait. Why are you not performing this?
For real.
And then I started performing Pretty Bitches. And
how does it go?
I fuck with nothing but pretty bitches. I fuck with nothing but pretty bitches. Yes. I got bitches in Philly, talk shit, they get silly. Yeah. That was, and it became a hit. Like everybody knew it. We like when we do pride events, I started performing it everywhere. And then I think after Pretty Bitches, I recorded, Akasha had sent me a song.
Oh yeah.
A beat. And it's with me and Micah. It's called Future. It's on Apple. Well, on all streaming. And that's when my first commentating track.
Yeah.
And then my second, I did an intro on one of your songs before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did an intro for your song. And then I have Drip out now.
Yeah.
So now everyone's like, okay, we love the features, but when's your solo? When's your solo coming out? So I wanna definitely have something out. I'm gonna say mid-March. I definitely want to have a song, my own song out mid-March. I want my EP to be done before the summer because I feel like after opening up for Saucy and the feedback from the crowd, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely time to put your own shit out.
Like like a hip hop project or like a commentary?
Definitely. No. It's gonna be a hip hop. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. My hip hop mixtape EP. All that. Oh, it's coming out.
And the music video for Drip is
the music video for Drip is gonna be. We're filming the video on Monday. We'll probably take them a couple weeks or a month or so to edit, but the people that we're working with, I love them. I've done several commercials with these people. We did your music video with them. So it's with Ivy.
Okay,
perfect. So good friends with them. They're filming a document that I'm in. So I'm so excited. Like the choreo, like shout out to Mercurius. I'm not saying anything. But shout out to Mercurius and Robbie. Y'all make sure y'all stream Drip on all streaming services.
Okay. Drip,
damn right I'm pretty bitch.
That's
that's what it means. Yeah, damn right I'm pretty bitch. So definitely excited for this era to be an artist. I'm taking a step back from Ballroom and really focusing on my music this year. It's time.
It's absolutely time. Okay, well, on that note, let's take a little break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're going to dive deeper.
Oh, okay.
Dive deeper with
I'm here for
my
that.
mother.
I'm here for that. I'm here
Natalie
for that.
Girl6 Lepore. We'll take a break. Be
Let's
right
do
back.
it. Let's do it.
And we're back to Baby Talk. I am your hostess, Baby Boy. And please, if you have not done it yet, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, give it a like, and give it a comment. You guys, we cannot do this without y'all's help. Please help me, help me. Yes, we are on episode 7 of the first season of Baby Talk, which means that we are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 episodes away from the wrap of season 1. And season 2, I want to take things above and beyond. And I want to reach out to sponsors, and I want to, really come at this the right way. And I can't do it without your support. So please take a moment to share the video, share the episode, tell your friends about it, tell your parents to fucking watch the video, tell your kids, tell your, I don't know, whatever. Do all of this
girlfriends.
shit. Text your girlfriends. Text your girlfriends and tell them to tune into Baby Talk. I also want to take a moment to give a special shout out and thank you to Dawa HQ for being the host for this podcast. I could not do it without their help. Dawa stands for Diversity, Awareness, and Wellness in Action, and they are a professional studio that provides professional resources to Black and Latinx creatives. So thank you so much to Dawa. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you for putting on for the community in Austin, because we need it and we need more representation. And we need to share these experiences and these stories. And speaking of experiences and stories and people that I want to share, space with, we are back with my iconic overall mother of the House of Lepore, Miss Natalie Girl6 Lepore. Yeah.
All right.
Hi, mother.
Hi. I was looking at the camera. I'm glowing. Shout out to Estradiol. Shout out to Estradiol.
No, you do look good.
Shout out to Laser.
Oh, I need that bad.
Sorry, I'll get it for your birthday.
Send me the.
That should be your birthday present.
Okay, please.
Yes, I got you.
So we're back, and I want to take a moment to talk about a big thing that we shared together recently. Well, specifically, okay, so we did Boiler Room in October. October?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, October.
That was in October. That was huge. What the fuck? That was crazy. That was so fun.
That was crazy.
So Boiler Room reached out to you, House of Lepore, to do a showcase.
Yeah.
Here in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And you did a really amazing job of booking a very stellar
That lineup was sick, right?
Yeah.
That lineup was sickening. I knew what I wanted though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that whole experience for you?
So once they reached out, because usually people reach out for the girls to perform.
Yeah.
So when they reached out, I was like, oh fuck, wait, this isn't real. Because Boiler Room's a big thing. I feel like I manifested it because I've been wanting to do something with Boiler Room. I always see their videos and shit on YouTube, on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And so I when I thought about the lineup and who I wanted, definitely knew I wanted you.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted a Margie. Yeah. I wanted something ballroom.
Yeah.
Scam was doing his thing DJing. I had went to a party that Scam had did, and I was like, "Oh, bitch, okay." Yeah. So I was like, "Let me bring you in." Mm-hmm. And her DJ
Yerba Malita.
Yes. So I was at a party in a pool party. Yeah. And they were DJing, and I'm in the pool with my girlfriend or whatever. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, she playing that shit. So I told her, I said, I'm gonna reach out to you about something. What's your Instagram? And I was like, I'm not gonna tell you what it is right now, but just answer, when I reach out to you, hit me back up. Mm-hmm. So we're talking and shit. And so I was like, let me make sure everything is solidified first, and I'm gonna let you know what it is. So she was like, okay. So then I got the okay from them to like go ahead, tell the DJs what's up. And Lydia, I've known Lydia from the Kenzo days. Yeah. And I was like, that's my girl. I was like, if this is going to be something big, I definitely want someone a trans woman, especially someone that's been doing their shit in Austin and in Texas for a minute. Like, I wanted to bring her. Yeah. And so the lineup, they did the Boiler Room. I knew they didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all don't even know who I got. Like, my lineup is about to eat this shit. And every DJ killed it. Delivered every DJ. It was like, it was no reason to leave. You know, certain times you have a lineup, it's like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's getting slow.
The people stayed the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, it was crazy. I went to the dressing room and I came back. It was packed in there. Like, that was such a moment. Just like, I feel like that's like, far as DJs, like, that's the top. DJs work their career to get to Boiler Room. You know, if you're a real DJ, you're like, Boiler Room is a moment for you. So for me to be able to provide that opportunity for people, it was such a blessing.
That was crazy. Thank you for having me for that, by the way.
Of course.
The energy throughout the whole thing was wild, like truly packed. Like, a lot of people, no shade to anyone who was playing, but people were like, damn, we prefer the outside. Like, this is lit over here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that might have been the first ballroom moment.
So that was the first ballroom moment. They've had a ballroom DJ before in Atlanta, Byrell. He's amazing. They had him, but that was the first, like, we had the girls out there voguing.
Right.
Like, it was definitely like that was
you
like the first.
commentating
Yeah, that was like the first ballroom thing that they experienced. And I honestly think if they come back here next year, I think they're gonna reach out. I mean, it'll only be right. We fucked it up. We did. I think. At first I was just like, oh, why can't we be in that big room? Where we were at was perfect. It was perfect. It was outside, so if you were hot, it was perfect. The big room would be fab, but I think where we were like where they had us was definitely perfect.
It felt like everyone was just like dancing like on top of each other. You know, like there was no space for you to like escape.
Pictures that I saw, I was like, I didn't even know it was that packed in here.
Yeah,
like that's definitely.
You killed it also on the mic. Like,
thank you. You never wake the girls up. You know.
You and Robbie. Shout out to Robbie.
Yeah, shout out to Robbie.
Y'all did a fucking great job of doing that. And I was reading the comments on YouTube, and they were like, a lot of people in DJing don't love when people are on the mic for the whole time because they want to hear the music, but they were like, oh, they're like
fucking with it. I was shocked by that though, because I'm happy that you brought that up, because a lot of my friends that go to things like boiler rooms and raves, they were like, yo, you killed that shit. They were like, I've never seen a crowd like that at a rave, because boiler room's technically kind of like a rave. They were like, I've never seen a crowd give that. So like introducing that was definitely like dope. Like, you know, and like I said, I'm so big on filling the crowd, but also connecting with the DJ. I feel like that's so important. And I wanted to, the thing about me and a lot of MCs that I noticed, they don't really give the DJ their time. Like, my whole thing was, all right, I'm a commentator, I'm an MC, do whatever, but I know this DJ has music lined up. Like, I'm gonna let the DJ still do their thing. Like, for instance, like a Margie King, my daughter, shout out to Margie. I was like, all right, let me, you know, commentate for a little bit, but still let her do her thing. You know, let her have that space to DJ. Same with y'all, like, you know, let y'all have that space to DJ and shit like that. It's always about, it's no magic if the MC and the DJ are connected. And every DJ that I've worked with, they always come up to me like, you made this so much easier. I'm like, I love that, you know.
I love a good MC, because there are some times where it can get like, the energy falls off a little bit just because maybe you played the track too long, or maybe it's like a track that is
people don't know.
People don't know. But a good MC, like, their job is to like,
you know what I live for? I love DJs that dance.
Oh yes, me too.
I love when I turn around and DJ just like, you better bop to your shit, your set. Like, I love that. I love it.
It is like a performance too. Like, I feel like a lot of DJs get stuck into like, oh, I'm just gonna play the music and like not, you know, like put on a show a little bit, but you have to play the audience too. Like, it's part of the thing.
You gotta you have to feel the audience. Like, I don't like when I'm somewhere and a DJ just like, well, I'm like, and that's the problem that I had in San Antonio. A lot of those girls are very stern, like they're very set in their ways. So they were like, the biggest things I always tell people when I'm booking them, feel the crowd. And they're like, well, I want to play my own shit. I want to play. So you want people to just be standing here and not like you? If I was a DJ, I would want the crowd to feel my shit. You know, I would want them to be like, oh, okay, like you have to feel the crowd. That's so important as a DJ, because they'll leave. Right.
And that's the number one rule, is like, you're a DJ for a reason, is because you're like trying to like keep people entertained and dancing. Don't get hung up on a hill of like, it's ego again, talking about ego getting in the way of success and like, you know, putting your best foot forward. But I'm glad that, you do a like fantastic fucking job
Thank
of
you.
like keeping the party
And
going.
you know what? And shout out and shout out to Kevin, the icon Kevin Prodigy Jay Z, because I really watched him commentate and stuff growing up and saw how he move a room and Jack Mizrahi and Selvin and watching MC Deborah, watching them like and I didn't have personal connections with them, but just watching them is how I really learned how to feel a crowd. Or even I'm from the East Coast, so we always got a hype man at a party, like
Yeah.
getting a crowd, and so that's I'm like I'm gonna get this crowd hype, like
Uh-huh.
fuck that, like even when I'm like at Vogue nights or whatever, as soon as I walk through that door, that's Miss Girl6, that's mother. Natalie,
Yeah.
she's, I'm walking through the room, y'all gonna see me, hey, I'm gonna get my drink, I'm gonna go to the dressing room, but I'm
Yeah.
about to come back and turn this shit the fuck up,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Period. So is Miss Girl 6 your commentator name or like your
That's
hip
my
hop name?
MC, I think that's just my MC, so, Girl6 is a movie
Yeah.
from Spike Lee, and I actually, like I said, I used to be a sex worker, and I learned how to talk to the clients from that movie.
Okay.
Like my first, oh my God, I was like 17, and one scene from the movie, Naomi Campbell, she's on the phone or whatever, and she's like, "Hello, this is Girl 785. I heard you've been another boy, so I'm going to spank you." And she's like, "Did I tell you to let your dick drip?" So, and it's like, so I would start saying that shit to the men on the phone and shit, just young, just like, so Girl6, that movie it's really no shade. It's really not. It's a cute movie, but it's not like something that you would like watch repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of those, oh, I saw it before type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
My favorite movie is actually The Players Club.
Oh,
so
okay,
I learned
period.
how to like be sexy from that movie,
yeah.
from The Players Club. But Girl6 came from the Spike Lee movie, about a sex phone operator.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I feel like then also like people just they be like Miss Girl.
Yeah.
Don't call me Miss Girl. But I did think about like changing my artist name like to like Miss Gal, like the islands, like
Ooh,
like
Miss Gal.
Miss Gal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I recently I did not recently, but I did Ancestry DNA and 23andMe, and my grandmother didn't really know much about her father, and I found out that my family's from the Bahamas, and so and so her sister told her that her father was from Jamaica, so she thought they was from. So I feel like if I changed it to like Miss Gal, it would be like homage to them and things like that. But also, another name that I thought about.
Tell me.
Tell me. Oh my God, cousin Auntie.
Wait, cousin auntie or auntie cousin?
Yeah, I was like, I have so many cousins that I call that are like aunts because they're like older, so we call them auntie. But I definitely been thinking about switching my name. I just don't know. Like I thought about Miss Lady, but I feel like Girl6 really fits me. Like there's no other artist with that name. Like you got a bunch of Dolls or Barb, like a bunch of artists named Dolls or Barb, things like that. There's no artist named Miss Girl6.
Miss Girl6, yeah. So is that how you like people
I
to
did
refer
change
to
it from MISS to MS.
MS, yeah. Do you like people to refer to you as Miss Girl6 or Natalie Lepore? I know a lot of people call you mother, and you're like, don't call me mother.
I'm not your mother.
I'm not your mother.
Like this boy, he was so hot, and he was like, "Mother." I was like, "What you call me?" I was like, "I'm not your mother," and he was like, "No, I said ma." I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "I'm not your mother." I'm like, "What's your number?"
Right.
But it depends. Like, if they're my kids, definitely like mother or Miss Girl6. But I really feel like, far as like when people see me in person, I think Miss Girl6 is cool because when I hear people call me Natalie, I'm like, who are, like that's like my name on my ID. Like you don't know me like that, so I'm just like, you call me Miss Girl6, you know, or Mother Lepore.
Okay, or Mother Lepore is
Lepore,
true. But not your mother. Don't say mother.
No, come here. I'm tubes tied, baby.
Okay.
My kids said no more kids this season. Betty, shot o'clock.
On that note, okay. Well, speaking of like iconic moments, iconic events, let's talk about the Paramount Theater because that's another huge feat that you have done recently with my sister, Diamond Dior Davenport. Tell me about that. 3 years going.
Oh, it's so that just right there is an iconic moment.
Yeah.
About 60 plus years ago, Black people weren't even allowed in there. And then when they were, they had to come through the back.
Yeah.
So, being in fact, I was in the same dressing room that Maya Angelou has sat in.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama, Anita Baker. It gives me chills.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. In the theater, we had a ball in the theater. But for me, the moment was riding down Congress Avenue and seeing my name on the marquee.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing a big poster, I think after the club one night, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and sat out there and I cried. And I was just like, oh my God, this is real. Like, I come from being a teenager walking the streets, then trying to make sure I had enough money to pay for a hotel room for the next day, dropping out of high school, just, not having anyone, to having a fucking poster, life-size poster of me on a theater.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a moment. We're working on year 4 this year.
Year
It's gonna be
4.
bigger and better. But I think that's one of the biggest moments of my life. The Paramount Theater. That just being on that stage is just like, you made it.
Yeah.
It's just so chill. Like, I'm sorry.
You did. You
I'm happy
absolutely
y'all can't
did.
see me crying.
Yeah.
Shout out to Born This Way makeup.
Okay. No, you absolutely made it, and it's such a dope thing to see. Like, it's such a proud moment, especially like seeing that theater packed and people receiving Ballroom and like, holding space for you and for everyone, and it's magical. How do you feel about like non-ballroom people spectating Ballroom? I know I
want, as long as they respect the space.
Yeah.
I always turn the mic, because sometimes if they don't know, they'll try to come out there. That hasn't happened in a while.
In a minute, yeah.
Yeah,
People
that's good. Shout out to y'all.
Right.
But before. We had to get people kicked out of balls.
Yeah,
because they were upset
doing too
because they
much.
didn't know. They were mad. They couldn't, like. We're like, no, and then my favorite quote. See you at the next ball. I don't mind people, as long as you respect the space.
Yeah.
Spectators are more than welcome. Just don't be nasty and respect the space, and donate.
Right, exactly. At least if you're gonna spectate, at least like, be a part of,
clap. It's free to clap.
At least fucking clap.
Yeah,
I mean, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
But that is such a controversial opinion. I think a very divisive, polarizing opinion. Like, how commercialized is Ballroom gonna get? Because of course, like, Beyonce has done Renaissance, and then you have Madonna and Vogue and Pose and all of this. Different. I feel like right now Ballroom has become such a popular media thing,
big.
And you have Honey just came out in Lady Gaga's newest music video,
and but which is so you're so right about that, how big. Like, I've been in several commercials, I've been in music videos, I've been part of the Grammys, the Super Bowl. They asked me to Vogue. So Ballroom is like really taking off.
So how do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's free game for, like, I guess, for commercialization, or do you?
No, I feel like they're like, this is dance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're finally recognizing it as dance, because the gays have been being choreography and artists for years, and been in music videos, but there never was Vogue except for Madonna thing, and then you had a couple of like little scenes or like the girls dipping and stuff like that, but never like no full on thing, and so it's being acknowledged now as a dance, and I love that. How
would you feel?
The girls are getting paid.
Yeah. How would you feel about straight men walking balls?
They can't.
They can't.
No. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not. Some certain things have to be sacred, and it's not fair for it. Because think about it. How could a straight man walk realness?
Yeah.
That's your life.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair.
But what about Vogue?
If they know how to Vogue, they can. They'll be fine. Yeah, I think they can. Yeah, it's dance. That's fine. Just walking the proper category.
Right.
Yeah.
Know what you're doing.
Like, I think they can walk. They can even walk runway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they cannot walk realness. No.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So I want to hear more about what the future of Ballroom. What do you want to see from the future of Ballroom?
I want more people from Ballroom to get booked, keep being in magazines, TV, movies.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going in the right direction right now. Because I just did an interview recently. Someone asked the same question. And I feel like it's going in the right direction. Just, making sure the girls are getting paid properly, not giving them pennies.
Right.
Things like that.
Make sure you're doing everything genuinely.
Yes.
There's so many artists who are like, oh, I want to have a ballroom moment in my, song or in my movie.
But have you ever been to a ball?
But have you ever been to a ball? Have you ever donated? Have you ever, even if you don't have the funds to donate, the least you could do is go cheer, clap, be a part of it, and, pay your dues a bit.
Yeah.
But
Definitely. It's free to clap,
it's
bitches.
free to clap, bitches. Clap, bitches.
Clap, bitches, clap.
bitches. Yes. Tell me about some things that you have cooking this year. What's next?
Definitely the music.
Yeah.
The music is next. We're working on the Paramount Theater for this is gonna be our 4th year. It's gonna be way bigger. We're in talks of doing some really big things.
That's when?
In June. It's usually in June.
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually in June. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, that's big. Just working on our music.
Yeah.
I want to actually, I want to revamp my content. I want to start doing a lot more photo shoots. Just like, even if I'm going out, like a video of me getting out the car.
Okay.
Just like, I really want to be on some bad bitch energy this year.
Yeah.
So definitely more content. Getting back to Natalie, just like, I focused so much over the past years over my house and ballroom that I kind of put myself on the back burner.
Yeah,
as far
for
as
sure.
like my music and things like that. I was so happy when Verterius reached out to me last year and was like, "Hey, I got this beat." And when I went in the studio, I could see his face like, "Oh fuck, like she's not playing." Like I think he thought I was gonna do like some commentating shit. And I just got the G to the I to the Arlo 6, just like. And I saw his face. Him and She23 was like, "Oh yeah, this bitch is cold," So definitely focusing on my music. I have to put out some music before the summer because I feel like the summertime is when people like they're gonna blast your shit, especially if it's a bop. Like if it's something the girls can play. I want something that can be played in a club. I definitely want something for the stripper girls. Like like I want something for my pretty bitches. Like so I want to at least have 3 songs out.
Yeah.
Before the summer.
Okay. Yeah. I'm holding you to that.
Oh, it's coming. And the thing about it also, it's like I find people that make beats and stuff, but it's gotta be the right beat. It has to be the right beat. Cause like I can rap to anything, but I want it to be something catchy, And I have over 400 songs written already, So like I want to find that person that I could just. But the thing about a lot of the songs I've written, they don't have any beats to them, right? So I want to find that person that I'm like, listen to this, and they could just get on the keyboard and just make some. Yeah, I'm gonna find that person this year. Yeah. I'm gonna find that person. So,
is there anything else that you want to say to those who are supporting you and loving you?
Thank y'all so much for just supporting me over the years, being there for any event that I have when you guys can make it. That support goes a long way. A like, a share, a follow. Just even I'm gonna say during the pandemic, I led a march. Was the first Pride/trans march in Austin with 1,500 people. I've sat at the Capitol to fight for the rights of the queens and the girls. So I just want you guys to, because they just took T out of LGBT.
Yeah.
So I don't want the queens to forget us.
Yeah.
I don't want the queens to forget the trans community. So just keep supporting me. I'll support y'all. Thank you for everything. And I hope y'all are ready for what's next. Okay. Drip music video. It's going to be nasty.
It's the G to the I to the R6.
Don't forget the miss.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you for having me. I'm so proud of you. Like, you're doing big things. This is your podcast. I didn't know this was something that you were looking to do next. This is so dope. The interviews have been so decent. It's hot. Like, thank you for bringing this to Central Texas. I feel like the artists here needed that. Like, I feel like I'm on Carisha, please.
Okay.
But thank you so much for having me. This is fun.
Of course, mother.
Definitely.
Anytime. Please, let's connect more and more and more frequently.
Yes, definitely.
I love you so much.
Love you too, girl. We're here. Wait, what? Baby Boy Talk? That's what it's called.
BabiTalk.
BabiTalk. Oh, so are you dropping are you rebranding your name?
Ooh.
I don't think you should, though. I feel like, I think it's cute because it's like people know you by that name. So it's just like, but if you do, I mean,
we'll see.
Because I remember the street queer era.
Oh, my God. Me and Bridget were just talking about that, too.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Bridget.
Shout out to Bridget.
Shout out to all the drag artists in Texas. Like, just Texas, period. When I moved here, these bitches take it to another level. Like
yeah.
Gothis, the Bridgets, the Ambers, the Diamonds. Like they take their craft so serious,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. It made me want to step my shit up. Like watching them perform and stuff. Like I love the artistry. It's so dope, so dope. So shout out to the clubs that host us and give us space. Shout out to Maggie at Cherub Charlie. Shout out to Glitterous. Thank you guys so much for giving us safe spaces and letting us do our thing and being creative. We really appreciate you guys.
Yes, and all of the artists here in Texas, like taking your work seriously, putting out great content, holding yourself to a good standard. It goes a long fucking way, and I'm so excited for how much change will happen in the Texas club scene with everything that's like happening in Texas. We still have each other, and we're still, you know, supporting each other and uplifting each other. And if never before, now is the time for everyone to be putting their work out, putting their art out, supporting each other. And, you know, let's make Texas a spot in the U.S., in the world, for artists to be.
That's the goal. And to the orange guy, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. No, we gotta fight this year, y'all. Definitely, we gotta stick together.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course, mother.
So excited.
Thank you, my love. Bye, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all soon on the next episode of Baby Talk. Mwah, mwah, mwah.